Welcome to the Good Business Project. What does it mean to be a good business owner or to have a good business? How do you know your business is actually doing good? Well, I'm Christine and I was raised in small businesses and have built businesses of my own since those playground days selling bracelets. I since have grown businesses from the ground up, from my own brick and mortar to service-based businesses and online. This podcast is for you if you are ready to kick off those trends, sort through all the advice and noise, and build a business that truly works best for you. Let's dive into today's episode and continue the journey together to be the business owner that you want to be.
Hey all, welcome to the Good Business Podcast. This is episode 1, and I am so excited to dive in with you. Today's episode is going to be, what is the Good Business Project and why are we here and what can you expect by tuning in weekly to my episodes? So let's dive into what is the Good Business Project. The Good Business Project is something that I have birthed out of a really hard season. I am a big proponent of nothing is ever wasted in your life, and we all go through our ups and downs and hard times, and something I have really mastered in my life is making sure that nothing is ever wasted. Going through every hard season, I want to make sure that I can learn from it, I can use it for my good, and I can not let the rock destroy me, but instead use that rock to stand on and use it for my good, but also impact other people for good as well. So the Good Business Project really is a rock for me to stand on. There was something I realized going through a really hard season the last 6 months, that there is this core fear inside of me. And I've been a business owner for 14 years. I've grown up inside of businesses, and this is a realization I just recently had. And the truth is, podcasting has been something that I've wanted to do for a very long time, but I'm so thankful I didn't start until now, because I wouldn't have had this realization. And I really believe that's why today is the day. That's why this season is this season, because I went through what I went through and I've learned what I've learned, and I'm here to share it, to not let that rock hold me back, but instead impact you and help you navigate through some of the similar pains and struggles I have faced myself in my business. So about 6 months ago, I was going through a pretty difficult decision of deciding to shut down my wedding venue that I had started. I was renting from my parents at the time, and the venue was several years old, and it has been a long journey, we'll put it at that. And there were lots of various hardships of signs that were saying like, this is not good, both legally and just emotionally, and my staff. And one of the biggest things that I kept coming up against is when things would happen inside the business, I would realize that inside I was fearing, like when I'd say, okay, Chrissy, why are you upset? Why are you losing sleep? Why does this matter so much to you? I realized that there was this core fear behind it of, well, I feel like they think I'm not a good business owner. I feel like they think I don't treat people fairly. I feel like they don't think that I'm doing a good job in my business, or that my business is failing. And I was scared to even shut my business down because I felt like it looked like I was failing, when in fact I wasn't. I had a very successful business, but it felt like they were going to think I'm not a good business owner. And as I went through circumstances that I've faced in the last 4 years, inside the venue, in my coaching business, and even in this online business that I've now had for 6 or 7 months, I realized that there are a lot of things that have gotten my panties in a bunch, is what I always say. And it all came back down to like, am I a good business owner? Am I doing this right? Do they think I'm doing it the wrong way? Is there a better way to do it? Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe they're going to think I just screwed this up. And I've realized that through my mentorship and through my coaching that this may be a core fear of mine, but it presents itself differently in other people as well. It's not just you sitting there going, well, am I a good business owner? You might not put it exactly like that. But when you see trends online, you might think, well, it worked for her, so is it going to work for me? Let me try that. Or you might go into sales calls and start doing sales calls in your business when you know it doesn't feel right for you. But the pressure of, well, it works for them, isn't it going to work for me? I want to be successful. And the point is, maybe you're not calling out to yourself like, I wonder if I'm a good business owner like me. But the point is, maybe you're not trusting yourself enough. Maybe you're not listening to the feelings and the emotions and the signs that you have inside saying, I don't think I should be doing this. I'm not sure that this is good. I think I might have an icky feeling about this. And instead of ignoring it and pushing past or leaning into the way they do it and just saying, well, like it's got to work. It worked for them, or I'm going to give it a try, and ignoring those hunches. What would happen if we truly built our businesses based off of what we knew was good for us, and we didn't care what other people were doing, what other people thought? And the more I go through business mentorship, and I have mentees in my group right now, the more I realize that they just don't know how to get to the root of who they are in building a business that's good for them. That, okay, you don't need to do sales calls if you don't want to do sales calls. You don't need to live launch every month if you don't want to live launch. And if you only have 10 hours to work in your business and that's what's good for you, then we're going to build a business around what we know is your boundary, what's good for you, and that's where we're going to start. This topic, I've realized after putting a content strategy together for this podcast and talking with my mentees and talking with future guests to have on the show, I've realized can go about a million avenues. And I am so excited to dive in with you here in the Good Business Project, because my goal in this space, in this YouTube channel, on podcast, wherever you're watching this, is for you to learn how to build a business that truly feels good for you, and to learn how to listen to yourself, how to feel something and lean in and grab it and say, you know what, I think this is an indicator that maybe I should or shouldn't be doing this, and helping you sort through that noise and talking through all the different ways to run businesses and the pros and cons of it, whether it's social media or online or however. There are so many different things that are going to be good for me, but maybe they're not good for you. I'm not here to give you a copy and paste strategy, and that's not what you need. What you need is to understand the power of you, and the power of trusting yourself, and the power of knowing that you already have what it takes, but we need to unleash that, and we need to learn to listen to what your body and your mind and your soul is actually telling you you need inside your business. There's a harsh reality that I've had to learn through generations of business building in my family. And that's, one, business doesn't have to look like everyone else's. I have parents who run a business a completely different way than I do, and that is okay. They can run business the way they run business, but I can run business the way I want to run business too. And the second thing is that your business shouldn't take you away from your joy, from the things that you want to enjoy more. A really good business, a good for you business, is going to give those things to you. And guys, I didn't know that. I did not know that until I got here. This last 7 months of building online has truly been an unhustling process for me of realizing, wow, like, this week is the first week that I've been able to drive my kids to school since they've gone to school. My daughter is in 6th grade, my oldest, and I've never driven my kids to school because I've always had to work. I've always had to go. And this online business has allowed me to go part-time, and all of my other jobs allowed me to flex my schedule because I'm making income when I want and how I want. And my priority for my life right now is to get my kids to and from school. That might not be someone else's priority, but I can build business the way it's good for me. And that is the magical thing about building a business online is you don't have to build a business like everyone else. You don't have to build a strategy around what worked for them. The best way to build a sustainable business is to build what's good for you in your life and what you need. And it's okay to pivot and it's okay to go through seasons because your business needs to be good for you. It shouldn't rob you of your joy. Your family shouldn't miss you, and you shouldn't feel these icky feelings inside of your business doing things that you're miserable doing. We don't work for someone else. In this space, we work for us and we need to listen to ourselves. So I am stoked to dive into this way deeper with you. Each week, we're going to jump into the Good Business Project because I am committed to listening to myself more and taking you on that journey together. You and I are going to create businesses that continue to be really good for us and give us the life that we want, not rob us from it. I am stoked to be here. I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow us wherever you're listening on your podcast because this is my first episode. I appreciate all the love that we can get because I'm telling you, I'm coming at you hot. I cannot wait to pour this message into your heart and more than anything, see you become the business owner that you desire to be, not a version of someone else's edge or power, but instead really unleashing the power inside of you. That's what we're going to do here each week. So make sure you subscribe and you follow us wherever you're following and watching, and we will see you on the next episode.